Nursing Lyfe 101. We're so excited to have you here with us as we dive into the world of nursing, sharing our experiences, insights, and a little bit of fun along the way. My name is Christopher, and I couldn't be happier to introduce my co host.
Hey guys, it's Colby. Together, we'll be bringing you real stories, practical tips, and discussions about all things nursing. Whether you're a fellow nurse or just curious about the life behind the scrubs, we're thrilled to have you join us.
So, we all talked about different things for the New Year's and how to kind of
Map out.
map out, have
Yeah.
fun, do something different with your goals for the new year.
Mhm.
And we were like, we're encouraging people to do these things. Why don't we just kind of share what we've done in the new year? So we have our bingo cards and different things on our bingo cards for you to kind of hear.
Yeah, so the idea behind the bingo card is like you get a blank, very traditional bingo card, 5 across, 5 down for each letter, and you fill it in with different things that you want to achieve throughout the year. And it could be serious or it could be fun or whatever. And then what traditionally would be a free space, we decided for ours it would be our birthdays, because if we're lucky, we'll get a birthday, and everyone will. So
If we're lucky.
if we're lucky,
Oh,
let's be real.
God.
Um,
Well, if I die, I die.
I hate when you say that, but yes. So everyone gets a birthday, so I figured it would be a good free space opportunity. Yeah. So, do you want to share some of yours first? Do you want me to go first?
I can.
Wait, let me just say, so Christopher was very strategic with his, and it also added an element of of a challenge, because each letter, like going down, he kind of made it like a subject, or like a I don't, not a subject, but
A theme.
a theme. That's
Yeah.
the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Where mine is just random.
Yeah, definitely a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. You talked about how ambitious I was for last year. I've definitely toned it down comparatively.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Well, I think, okay, so we all, after the first time we ever did this was last year. We got together on New Year's Eve and made them. And it was a lot of fun. But Christopher was, like, of course, going above and beyond like he always does in everything. And he was, like, assigning, like, numbers of times he would do things, but they just seemed like going balls to the walls. Like, I was like, oh wow, okay, like you're gonna do this, okay, like I would totally support you. That's wild. And this year he didn't assign as many, as there are a few that have like a number of times something should be done to achieve it, but I still think he took it so way more serious than I did, and I felt like mine have way more, like, I don't know, I just feel like I didn't take it serious at all. Mine are more like fun ones. So now it makes me want to make another one where I should probably focus and dial in. No. I should dial in.
I think the difference is you are very well balanced. I'm just very career driven.
There's nothing wrong with either one. So however you want to do it, you make it your own.
Yeah. And you can mix and match stuff too. Like, there is some fun things in mine.
Oh, there are fun things, yes.
Yeah.
But your serious ones are like, oh, you put some thought behind it. I was like, oh, this one sounds cool. let me try to do this year.
And it's honestly, it's fun to do these things because you can kind of put things together and have fun. But it's also can be somewhat challenging because you're like, what do I want to have done this year?
Yeah, especially, I mean, well, ours it's 25 blank, or 24 if you don't include the free space, but 24 things you have to come up with. And I came up with like probably 10 like immediately, and I was like boom 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 boom. And then the last like 15, 14, whatever, I was like, oh, I'm running out of ideas.
What can I think about?
Yeah.
One of our friends actually sent me a picture. Well, he sent me a text message and was like, hey, I have a hard time getting all of this done. I was like, oh, how many do you have?
Yeah.
And he had filled out majority of it. He only had 9 left. And then I was like, well, why don't you do this?
You gave him ideas.
I gave him all kinds of ideas.
That's a good, no, that honestly is like, it's fun to do with friends, because then you can bounce ideas off of each other, and like they might think of something that you really want to do that you never would have, like, it does feel like there's like a little bit of pressure. So for me, like, did you do yours on New Year's Eve?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
wait,
Or did you finish it like
you're
within?
talking about this year.
Yeah, this year's.
No, I finished mine on the 3rd.
Okay. See, like I like to do it like as I like to try and get it all done on New Year's Eve. Like I
Right.
can start it before. Like I had like a list of ideas like in my notes app that I didn't accomplish last year that I wanted to put on this year's.
That's
But
smart. I should do that next year.
yeah, but I think like the clock starts on the first. And so I wanted to have like all of my ideas
Oh,
done. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so that sort of thing.
Well,
But it doesn't have to be that serious. Like
no.
you set your own rules, make it however you want it. But it's just a fun way to get it on paper and then like track it throughout the year. The other thing that's like makes it more challenging, like when you start actually checking things off and then you're looking and you're like, how can I get the
What can I do
bingo?
to
Like,
get this
what do
bingo?
I need to do? And that's like what I did for last year. I was like, I needed to do like one thing in
Yeah.
order to get the bingo. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do this so
Oh
I can get
boy.
it. Like,
You're so
I need to
excited.
win the game, Makes life a game.
I mean, it is. It is, and that's what it is. It makes it fun, and life can be challenging, but you have this kind of fun game. And
Oh, you know what? I'm so upset. I wish I had my last year's one so I could share what I hit as bingo.
oh, did you throw it away?
No, it's on my fridge.
Oh,
I just don't
okay.
have a picture of it, I don't think.
I don't. I think I actually threw mine away, and I didn't mean to. I legitimately did not mean to, and I did because I was in this cleaning frenzy, and I was like, I don't need this.
Yeah, I kept mine and I have it behind my new one
Okay,
because I thought it would
that's
be fun to
smart.
kind of
Yeah,
compare
yeah, yeah,
next
yeah.
year.
I
So that's
will.
another thing. Like you can keep it to compare like what you did the year before and like what you achieved the next year. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah, and so you were talking about journaling. You
Yes.
could that last page, you can do it on the back and kind of like
Yeah.
recap your whole year.
Yeah, that's actually such a fun idea. So one of the things on my bingo card this year is to start a journal and actually follow through on it. I feel like there's been a lot of points in my life where I've like journaled, but I've never been consistent. And I actually was my mom made me take home a tote full of like high school and college stuff and she was like, I'm not your storage unit, so you need to take this back with you. And I was like, oh, but I went through it and I found a journal that I kept when I studied abroad in the Netherlands.
Oh,
And I wrote something, just a small paragraph
yeah,
every day that I was there. And I was reading it and I was like, wow, oh my God, I don't even remember doing any of this
that's
stuff.
wild.
And like, how cool is it that I had these
Yeah, that's
experiences? And
neat.
if I hadn't written it down, I would have never remembered.
Yeah.
So that would really kind of sparked my, like, reinvigorated my dream of like starting a journal. So I'm going to start one this year. I journaled a little bit this summer. So I'm going to use that same journal and just kind of
You know,
try to do at least once a week. I feel
oh,
like
okay. Is
every
that
day I feel like is a big ask, especially with us working like 12-hour shifts. Like
yeah,
sometimes you get home, you barely have enough time to like brush your teeth before you go to bed. I just want to do like
it's
if I
also
could
true.
recap at the end of the week, you know.
Do you think so? Kind of going along with the journaling, some people like kind of virtual journaling, and Apple has that ability for you to journal
They
inside.
do have
They
that app,
do,
yeah.
and you can like do voice recordings. You can attach pictures.
Mhm.
It attaches your location. It's really cool.
That is cool. I never actually I know that I have that on my phone after
Hmm.
the update when it popped up, but I've never actually opened it up and looked at it. But I'm more of like an old fashioned, like I like to write it down.
Yeah, I don't like
I feel like
audiobooks for that reason.
yeah, I feel like it like again going back to like the journal I found, it was like cool to go like, flip through it and like have
Yeah,
something tangible
yeah,
and see what I wrote.
that's fair. Where is that on your bingo card? Like G.
That is on it's in the O column
Uh huh.
and it is the fourth one down.
So 04.
O four.
Okay.
It's O four.
They do use the number for or letters first, right? Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
Okay.
O four. All right, so let's share one that you have on there that you're excited
Yeah,
about this year.
I want to attend a silent auction. I think that
Yeah.
one's like probably the most obscure one.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm like I don't even have to buy anything. I just want to go.
Yeah.
I have no clue where one will be.
I love that you put that one on there
It's
because
so
it's like
weird.
nothing I would have ever thought, but like that sounds a lot of fun. So if you find one, don't forget to tell me I want to
Okay,
come.
okay.
Like I want to
And
go.
add Colby
Yeah.
plus one.
Yeah.
No, and like it could be something stupid. It literally could be
Yeah.
like bathroom attire silent auction or like
Yeah,
something
like
weird.
silly, something silly, but it'd just be fun to go to for sure.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
kind of like exciting. I've like done them like as fundraisers growing up in schools,
yeah,
and
yeah,
there's
yeah,
like
yeah.
usually like the parents, whatever, buy a bunch of raffle tickets and like you put them in the baskets or you like write down your name and like how much you're willing to pay.
Right.
And, like, that was so exciting even as a kid, like, there's, like, competition,
Yeah,
there's
it's
suspense, like, "Am I gonna get it?"
who's
Like
gonna win this?
yeah, and then, then they start reading them all off, and you're, like, cheering, people celebrate, like, a silent auction is fun, like, I'm
Yeah.
totally in, that's a fun one to put on your card.
Well, that is B5 for me. So
B5.
B5.
I like to also include travel ones, and I did a really cool, had a really cool experience traveling solo for the first time on my for my 31st birthday, and, you know this, but
Yeah.
I went and did a bunch of national parks out west, and I didn't go with anyone, I was on a trip with other people, but just no one I knew, so, when I got back from that trip, I had this, like, profound, I was, like, so proud of myself for doing something
You
like
were
that.
so anxious before
I
though.
was. I was really anxious. I was, like, scared I was gonna be miserable or, like, something was gonna go wrong, and don't get me wrong, everything, was not perfect on that trip. That trip, I got out there and it ended up I was on a trip with a bunch of geriatrics, and I was the youngest person on the trip by
Wait,
multiple decades.
you say geriatrics, these people could move though. They weren't like,
Oh, no,
oh
they
my
can move,
gosh.
but they were geriatric by definition.
Yeah,
Like,
that age.
the youngest ones second to me were in their mid to late 50s, and that there was only 2 of them, the rest of them were, like, 70s. And they were like they made me feel great though, because 'cause we're on, like, these hikes, and I'm, like, lapping them, and they're like, maybe twice over, 3 times over, and they're like, "Wow, wow, you are so fast. You are wow, wow, you are just amazing." They thought I was great.
Build up that ego.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm such a good hiker. I am amazing. I am an athlete." And it was really just because I was hiking with 70-year-olds, but they made me feel great. But yeah, I ended up like making an awkward situation into like a totally positive experience. I had a lot of fun. I made like friends with these older people. I did something that I always wanted to do, and I did it by myself without like not that like having a friend or a family member would have been a crutch, but it just like again like profound like proudness of myself for doing something like flying across the country,
Yeah,
being gone for a week with
yeah.
people I don't know,
Have no clue about.
had no clue about, and just like accomplishing it. And so it is on my bingo card for this year. It's also an O. I should have picked a different letter.
Oh, I was like, what?
Um but also visit a new national park is on there as well, and so maybe I can combine the 2.
Oh,
So if we're going with visiting a new national park, that one is G1, and then my
interesting.
solo trip is O1. So if I
Okay,
can
okay.
yeah, if I could do it solo again, that'd be cool.
Nice. So in my I column, I have find a way to increase and utilize my ASL skills for work
Yeah.
specifically. Um, and ASL, for those that don't know, and if I'm mansplaining, I'm so sorry, is American Sign Language. And I happen to literally, I do know it a little bit. I took it in college for quite a few years, 4 years. But I started to use it a little bit with this patient family member that happened to come over, and the charge nurse saw me and was like, "You know how to I just thought you were throwing your hands up." I was like, "No, I was talking to them." And she was like, "You should use this more often." And I was like, "Well, you're right. I really should."
Yeah.
And so I guess I'm gonna start with that and notice how I said increase and utilize. I don't know how yet, and it's
Yeah.
just find a way. So I don't actually have to do it, but I do want to like find a way to do it and just hopefully start it.
Yeah.
But that's I too.
Do you think do you think you are fluent enough to get like signed off to be an interpreter?
So I took the amount of classes that I could have.
Huh.
I am now,
Rusty. A little
oh
rusty.
God, rusty is not even close to the description. But yeah, that's the nearest thing you can think of.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure, I was struggling.
Yeah. I wonder though, like if you just took like a couple, like if you just did a few like like free YouTube things, like how
Mm.
quickly it would come back to you if you felt like at a point where you could get confident enough to just be like signed off as an ASL interpreter.
Honestly, probably it would probably take my year to do it.
Yeah.
But interestingly enough, the local libraries usually have different language services that you
Uh,
can kind of utilize.
that's cool.
At least the one here.
Okay, that's cool.
So I might do that. Who knows? And apparently, there's a pretty decent the ASL community is welcoming in general, but
Yeah.
there's a welcoming ASL community in our local area too.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool. Oh, so there's
yeah,
definitely opportunity, which is really neat.
for sure.
Yeah.
They do silent dinners.
They
Yeah.
do.
Hmm.
Oh, so you've really dug into this a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, I have. Yeah.
Yeah. You're getting into it. That's great. All right, I guess I could share another letter of mine. I'm going through. Okay, so I'm just gonna go. I'm working backwards. So I'll do something from my end column. Um, not as cool or exciting, but in this column, I've got a few things.
N3 is her birthday, so
Yeah, my free space. I won't is obviously my birthday. On N3. Last year on my bingo card I had buy a mountain bike or just like a bike, like a bicycle in general,
yeah,
and I did that, which
yeah,
was
yeah,
really
yeah.
exciting. And I've been doing some like local trails. Nothing too crazy. But I want to do the Virginia Creeper Trail. It's like a really long one. Part of it's like old railroad. But
Really? I do not know about this one.
yeah, it's like in Southwest Virginia. Um, so it's on my list for the year. It's just like
Okay.
it's not like hard or anything.
Mhm.
It's all downhill, but
Oh, but still.
it's just I just think it'd be like a fun experience, and that part of Virginia is actually it has a lot of like mountain biking to do. So I just want to check out that area a little bit more too.
Neat.
It's a place I haven't really explored.
Southwest Virginia.
Yeah.
I swear, I was sitting here thinking, and I'm like, I went on a. This will be just kind of random. I went on a biking trip when I was younger. There was a girl that I was into, and she wanted me to go, so I went, and it was all downhill, and we drove quite a bit. I wonder if
I
it
wonder if
was.
that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you do the whole I mean, I don't know if I'll even be able to do it this year because I think with the hurricane, some parts of it were washed out
Oh. Oh,
with
dang.
Helene.
Yeah.
And I didn't think about that until just now. So it might not even be something
Oh.
I can get to, but maybe next fall if they can work on it in the summertime.
Mm.
I might be able to get to do it, which is a great time to do it anyways, in the fall. So it's on the list. I get to use the mountain bike that I got,
Yeah.
that I had on my bingo card last year. So it's kind of like a tie-in to last year's
Yeah,
card.
that's really neat.
Yeah.
So for my G column, I'll just do G3. I get to pick up another sport.
This is the king of sports.
Which sport? I don't know. I just love sports. I played pickleball last year and some this year. My pickleball partner and I won a tournament, which is actually another goal of mine. That's actually G2, but
Yep.
or
The
league, excuse me. And so we're actually kind of hoping to get in an actual legit tournament. We
Oh,
won't win, but
that's not true. You guys are like lethal. Also, I would like I'd like the record to show that I taught him how to play pickleball, and then he surpassed me within 5 minutes in skill ability.
within the same
And
day.
I'll never be able to catch up. I can barely play a pickup game with like the elderly. I've never won a game before. And he was against playing for so long, and then me and one of our other friends was like, no, you need to, it's so much fun, and he just took off with it like a
I
rocket.
was like, okay,
And
since
then-
y'all making me.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he's like, guys, I'm gonna pickleball like 6 times a week now. And then this is really cool. the championship that he did win. I'm like just telling stories for you. Got like a Super Bowl ring for it.
It is a massive ring.
It's huge. It has like
huge.
crystal stones in it.
It's a cool ring though. I mean, I would wear it if it wasn't so gaudy. But...
Yeah, it's so gaudy.
Oh God.
So I wonder what it's gonna be this year.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, it could be skiing. We can teach you how to ski, and then you'll love it, and then you'll pass us. You'll be like in the X Games next year.
I mean,
never
honestly,
say never.
If I pick up a winter travel sport, I don't know what you call that.
Yeah.
It would be. I know a little bit of snowboarding,
Okay.
and I did a little bit of longboarding.
Oh yeah, you'd be probably like
So,
natural at snowboarding.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I would prefer snowboarding.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. You should do it.
I mean, I have to get out there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we know what you're gonna do.
I also have to buy the tire. I don't have the tire for that.
Oh, I mean, okay, we can talk more about this later,
yeah.
but I think we found what your new sport you're gonna. I mean, you don't have to like become so invested in it that you're doing it like you were pickleball. But if you like go,
you know me.
Yeah, you'll love it. And you'll be like, I'm going this day. You want to go?
You want to go?
Honestly, that's only beneficial to me because then we can take turns driving to the mountain.
There it is.
The more the merrier.
Well, actually, wait. You know I'm not going to let you drive if I'm driving.
I know. I know. Do you see what I'm doing here?
I see. I do. I see now.
Okay, I guess it's my turn again.
Yeah.
Again, mine was so not serious. And I'm realizing there's like a lot of I don't know, I guess I'm doing a lot of active things this year, but one that I have on here, and I'm gonna say mine first before you can share it, but you might have already had it in your column, but okay. So I will, yeah, so I think I have a lot of outdoor like active things on my bingo card this year, but that's not a bad thing.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm moving on to my I column, and I too is 7 ski days at least on my season pass this year.
Okay.
So normally I have like a season pass to one specific mountain, and then I get like an epic pass which covers like a bunch of different mountains. And I'll go on a trip, but I don't have a trip planned for this year. I'm not going to go out west to the big mountains like I have the last few years. I'm just going to probably do my season pass. So at the very least, and like that honestly shouldn't be hard, but when I wrote this down, the last few winters we've had like have not been stellar. So 7 days was like probably the max that I went last year to my local mountain. Plus I did some trips. So I'm hoping I can get more than 7 trips out there this year.
It's been especially pretty cold recently.
Yeah, especially because the mountain that I have my season pass on got 28 inches. No, I'm sorry. I just read it today. It's 31 inches of snow in the last 7 days. Plus, they have like a base of
goodness.
Yeah, they have a base already this time of year of more than 100 inches of snow.
Okay, so they're doing good.
Yeah, and I wish I knew how much they had this time last year, but it definitely was not. The base was not that deep, and I just feel like I'm going to be able to ski into the end of March, which is really fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The director of Transplant is also a member of that
mountain. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. He was like, yeah, we could ski in at least once every other week. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't know skiing and snowboarding was such a like big thing.
Yeah. It's a
I was about to say something very racist.
Oh. I thought it was just a white person thing.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I'm telling you, you've got to come. You'll see there's all kinds of people out there.
Oh, God.
It's so much fun. There's actually a Facebook group that for some reason popped up today.
Oh.
In my timeline or like in my like news feed, whatever you call it these days. Your For You page. I don't know. And it was like a Facebook group that was like Black women can ski or something like that.
Why did that pop up on yours?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But It was so cute. It was like this lady and she was in her in
Oh,
her like full get up gear and she was wearing skis and she was like, "My friend took me to the mountain. I learned how to ski today and I love it."
oh,
And I
that's
was
so
like, "Yes,
sweet.
let's go."
Oh man.
Yeah. I loved it. She looked so like proud of herself.
So, I'll do one more, and then we'll do final ones, and then
Okay.
we'll call it quits.
Okay.
So, in my O column, I have go to St. Lucia, and actually, my entire O column is like going places.
Mhm.
So, yeah, that well, I don't, and I have a place that I want to go in St. Lucia. It might happen this year. If not, I'm definitely planning for it for next year.
Okay. Do you know like what time of year you might go? No.
I have a time that I want to go, but I know that a lot of people would hate me for that time, so I'm not going to go that time
What do you mean? Why would they hate you?
during Christmas.
Oh, who cares?
Completely away from
Who would
people.
hate you? Your family?
Yeah,
Oh, they'd be mad.
yeah,
Would you
yeah.
do that solo or would you want to go like see if you could get people to go with you?
I might try to get my family to go, but
Yeah,
there are certain factors that would have to.
fall into place.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a hard one to do. But if you
yeah.
can, that'd be kind of fun to celebrate Christmas there. You don't have to buy any gifts for each other. You
No,
can just spend
just
time with
go.
each other in
Yeah,
St. Lucia.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be really nice. I love traveling. And this time of year, for the last like couple of years, I've gone on a trip with my aunt in January, and this is the first January in a few years that I'm not going on the trip, and it's
Yeah,
killing my soul a little bit because we always go somewhere warm. So we went to like Aruba a few years in a row. And then last year we tried a new place. We went to Costa Rica last year. And it's just like,
where she got
what?
stranded for a
Where I
little
got
bit.
stranded in the airport on the way home. But um yeah, so this is like my first. I love though the dead of winter, like going on a tropical vacay.
Yeah.
It just gives you like it powers you back up to get through,
Well,
you know?
and that's the thing, but I love cold. I love the
Yeah.
cold in the winter. So it would be interesting to go and see how I feel about going to warmth
And then coming back to
and
the
coming
cold.
back to cold.
That's always the worst part. You come
Yeah.
like you're like, you spend a week wearing bathing suits and shorts and whatever, and then you come back and it's like
And I've got a tattoo to show off.
You do. So you
Ah,
have to go to
yeah,
St.
I have to
Lucia.
go.
Well, okay,
Sorry, I
so
just ransacked that.
I'm gonna share my last one. So I went backwards. So I'm on B. Um, I love live music, and
Mm.
I usually go to a lot of concerts, but I usually am doing like research on like who's gonna be in the area or like how far away, pretty far in advance, and I haven't really committed to that this year.
Any particular reason?
No, I just kind of
Hmm.
just was off my radar.
Okay.
I mean, not to say that I haven't gone to any, like, I think October was the last time I went to a live show.
Yeah, it was.
We went and saw,
Yeah, yeah.
oh my gosh, why is the name escaping me? Like Straight Dive. I was just completely blanked, but yeah, we went to go see Lake Street Dive
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in October, and I think that was my last live show. And I feel like winter is always kind of hard
Mm.
because there's not a lot of people touring. But I'm gonna do some research. My goal is 3 live shows this year, and I know
3.
we bought tickets to a music festival, so I know that I'm gonna count that as one, even though that will be multiple live shows
On multiple days.
on multiple days.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna count that as one, so I know I've got one down.
I'm really hoping that my gut of it going to be big is right.
Yeah,
I'm pulling all good karma.
for the music festival. Yeah, yeah, it'll be their 3rd year, and the 1st year and the 2nd year were both good. I feel like 1st year was a little bit better, but I love the 2nd year lineup as well. So we're hoping that 3rd year is going to be good because we splurged for VIP tickets.
We sure did.
All right.
So I left the in column for last,
Uh-huh.
and it was for a very good reason. It's my podcast column. And
Yes.
wait a minute, you don't have any type of podcast.
I didn't. I'm
information on
telling you,
there.
I didn't take
What
it
the
serious.
heck?
I didn't take it serious
You
at all. I should
Like,
have.
yeah.
I know. Well, I also said that last year I had like bonus ones on the edges, so
You did,
I'm gonna
yeah.
add some bonus ones.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna say I would want the podcast to gather at least 500 followers.
Subscribe followers, yeah.
Yeah. So it's up to y'all.
It's up to
Only
y'all.
you can prevent forest fires. No.
Yes. So here, this is our
This is the forest fire.
arms of an angel.
Sarah McLachlan.
Yeah, we're like, please subscribe to our podcast today.
We'll put up a very
Sad picture of us crying.
Oh god.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. So there's that.